Boys and girls of grade 5, I am Miss Hill. Welcome, and let's learn mathematics together. Today we are taking a look at subsets. We will define the term subsets, use the symbol for subsets to complete statements, calculate the number of subsets of given sets, and list the subsets of given sets. Let's get right into our lesson. Take a look at these two sets. What do you notice about the two sets? How are they similar? If you observe carefully, children, you will notice that all the members of set X are members of set Y. When this happens, we have what we call subsets. Because all the members of set X are also contained in set Y, we say that X is a subset of set Y. Boys and girls of grade 5, a subset is a set of which all its elements are contained in another set. Again, a subset is a set of which all its elements or members are contained in another set. We draw a loop or circle in another loop or circle to show that the inner set is a subset of the outer set. Look at the example we have here. This shows that set A is a subset of set B. A subset is therefore a set in another set. The symbol for subset is, this symbol means is a subset of. This symbol means is a subset of. The symbol means is not a subset of. Again, this symbol means is not a subset of. For example, children, if we are given these two sets, the first having members AB and the second having members ABC, we can say that the set with members AB is a subset of the set with members ABC. Also, given the set with the member D, we can safely say that the set with the member D is not a subset of set with the members A, B, C. Let's practice. Set C equals the first 5 odd prime numbers. Set C equals the first 5 odd prime numbers. List the members of set C. The members of set C are 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. The members of set C are 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. So we are going to insert the symbols. The first one, which means is a subset of, or the second symbol, which means is not a subset of. Let us look at number 1, children. Number 1, the member 2. Is the number 2 a subset of C, or is it not a subset of C? Let's look at the first one, children. The set with the member 2. Is that set a subset of set C, or is it not a subset of set C? If you said that 2 is not a subset of C, you are absolutely correct. Let's try another one. We have the set with the members 5 and 7. Is that set a subset of set C, or is it not a subset of set C? If you said that the set with members 2 and 7 is a subset of set C, then you are absolutely correct. Let's try another one. The empty set. Is the empty set a subset of C? If so, you will use the symbol that means is a subset of. Or is the empty set not a subset of C? If so, well then, we will use the symbol which means is not a subset of. If you said that the empty set is a subset of C, you are once again correct. And the last one. We have a set with the members 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Is this set a subset of set C? No, it's not a subset of set C because it has 9 as its member and set C does not have 9 as a member. So you are working very well today, children. Just remember that subsets are sets that have members that can be found in another set. Let's move on. To find the number of subsets of a set, we use the formula 2 to the n power. Again, to find the number of subsets of a set, we use the formula 2 to the n power. For example, take a look at set B. Set B has members John, Mark, Harry. John, Mark, and Harry. These are the boys available to help Mr. James move a heavy box. Set B has how many members, children? 3 members. So to find the number of subsets that can be formed from set B, we calculate, what's that formula? 2 to the n power. Now the n represents the number of members of that set. Set B has 3 members. So 2 to the n power becomes 2 to the third power. This simply means, children, 2 times 2 times 2. So when we calculate 2 times 2 times 2, we will get 8. 2 2's will give us 4, and 4 2's will give us 8. So it means that set B has 8 members. So now we know how many members set B has. Let's list those members. Who may help Mr. James move that heavy box? Who may help Mr. James move that heavy box? Now, there's a possibility that no boy may help Mr. James. So it means that the empty set is a subset of set B, because no boy may help Mr. James. So that is represented by the empty set. Now, John alone may help Mr. James. So we have John alone in a set. Mark alone may help Mr. James. So again, we have a set with only Mark as its member. We can also have Harry alone helping Mr. James. So there's a set with Harry as its member. Now, 2 boys. Now, children, 2 boys may decide to help Mr. James move that heavy box. So we can have John and Mark helping Mr. James. Both John and Mark helping Mr. James. So we'll have a set with John and Mark inside. We can also have John and Harry helping Mr. James. So again, we'll have a set with 2 members inside. This time, the 2 members will be John and Harry. We can also have both Mark and Harry helping Mr. James. So we'll have a set with the members being Mark and Harry. Also, children, all the boys may want to help Mr. James to move that box. So it means that we'll have a set with all 3 boys. So we'll have a set with the members John, Mark, and Harry. So the subsets of set B are an empty set, a set with John alone, a set with Mark alone, a set with Harry alone. We can also have a set with Mark and John. There's a set with John and Harry. There is a set with Mark and Harry. And of course, there is a set with all 3 members. So if you look carefully, children, you will see that we came up with 8 subsets. So it means that a set that has 3 members has 8 subsets. Note, an empty set and the set itself are always subsets of a given set. That's important for us to remember. An empty set and the set itself are always subsets of a given set. So now that you understand how to find the subsets of a set, let's practice. Calculate the number of subsets and list those subsets. Calculate the number of subsets and list those subsets. Let us look at the first one. In this set, we have the members B and D. B and D. So the first thing you're going to do is to use the formula 2 to the n power to calculate the number of subsets in this set. Okay, boys and girls, did you come up with 4 subsets? If so, then you are absolutely correct. There are 4 subsets that we can form from this set. Now let's list those subsets. Remember that an empty set and the set itself are always subsets of a given set. So first, we should start with an empty set. So the first subset of the set that has members B and D would be the empty set. Now, after we finish with the empty set, we should list the single member subsets. We should list the single member subsets. So let's list those subsets. The first one would be a set with the member B. Then we will have a set with the member D. Now that we're finished with the single member subsets, we're going to look at the double member subsets. Now we can only have one double member subset here since that set has only 2 members. So that set would be B and D. That set would have members B and D. Great job, boys and girls of grade 5. That is all for now. But before we go, let us recap what we have learned in this session. Remember that a subset is a set in which all its members are contained in another set. Another point to note is that this symbol means is a subset of. This symbol means is a subset of, while this symbol means is not a subset of. Also, an empty set and the set itself are always subsets of any given set. An empty set and the set itself are always subsets of any given set. To find the number of subsets of a set, we use the formula 2 to the n power. To find the number of subsets of a set, we use the formula 2 to the n power. Now remember, children, like always, you have your homework. So your homework for today, the first part says to use the formula to find the number of subsets of these 3 sets. Use the formula to find the number of subsets of these three sets. Now the second part says, list the subsets of, and you're going to list all the subsets of the following sets. Now you have a third part to complete. Use the symbols is a subset of or is not a subset of to complete the statements. Use the symbols is a subset of or is not a subset of to complete the statements. So boys and girls, thank you for being with us today. Until next time, bye.